Well, guys, you know what that means. Kalimba announcement. Dana made a mistake. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. Just want to let you know that this episode, Dana did not plug her microphone into the computer. So Jessica sounds fantastic, and I sound like I'm talking to you through a green bean vegetable can. If you want to skip this episode, that's completely up to you. There are some fun topics in there, a lot of singing. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Jessica, if you listen to this, I apologize. Okay, guys, here we go. Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
Close your eyes.
And we are here to rant and rave.
You closed your eyes and I followed your shoulders. Magic.
I love it.
Oh, it's magic. With magic to the internet.
Oh my God, it is.
Jessica, how was your week?
I mean, it was okay. I'm going to make it short and sweet. I have no reason to complain. Thank everything. Thank the universe. You and I are both safe. The air has been horrific.
Horrible.
I can't imagine what it's like elsewhere, but I have to get out my little frustration. I could not really rage walk. I did it one day and I probably shouldn't have, but I couldn't take it. And I am going to try to go again today, but admittedly, it's been really doing a number on my allergies and my asthma.
Oh my God, we're blowing our noses like crazy.
Yeah, okay, so it's not just me. I'm like, is it me?
No, Constance not. Yeah.
It's crazy. But to be on a good note, again, very lucky that we are not in the path of the blaze. We're in the path of the smoke.
Yes.
That led me to doing some more de-hoarding, which means a trip down memory lane. And I found some really, really special letters and cards. I don't save everything, shockingly, but I do save special cards and letters that I received from people over the years. And I found a lot of them from like the first few months I had moved out here.
Oh, fun.
And that was really special. And just as a sheer coincidence, I, for an hour and a half, chatted on Messenger with my high school drama teacher yesterday.
Aww.
And it was so incredibly nostalgic and lovely and comforting in some way.
Aww.
He was a huge mentor to me and a huge influence on me as a person, not just as an actor, but as a person. And I just can't tell you like what good it did my heart to chat with him. And I said, I know things are crazy right now, and I don't know the next time I'll be in Atlanta, and none of my family is there anymore. But the next time I am, I pray that I can see you, because I really would love to see you in person.
Aww.
It was really great. And we even laughed because one of the things I loved about him so much is we all respected him with the utmost respect, but he also he never passed judgment or shamed us for anything. And that to me is like a rare quality, especially back in the day. I don't think that was as common as we hope that it is these days. And so I was like, I mean, I was crying when I was talking to him. I was laughing and I said, you knew me so well. I'll never forget when you took us on our field trip to the Alabama Shakespeare Festival. So like he chartered a bus and took the junior and seniors in drama to the Alabama Shakespeare Festival to see A Raisin in the Sun and Our Town.
Wow.
Both incredible.
I mean, Raisin in the Sun, yeah. Our Town.
I can't believe you don't love Our Town, Dana Powell.
Down. I didn't say I don't. Well, I'm not going to say I love it. Let's be realistic.
You're from an R town.
Oh boy.
But that's a rant for another day.
Oh, goodness. It rates a rant. Goodness.
When I was getting on the bus, he looked at me and he goes, "Excuse me? What do we have going on here? What's with the ascot?" Full out called me out for wearing an ascot because I never wore scarves ever. And I said, "I burned myself with a curling iron." And he's like, "Get on the bus." And I knew by his look and tone, no, I didn't.
I was trying to cover a hickey. Fancy.
I was trying to cover a hickey.
I thought you were trying to be a fancy theater goer. That shows how different our young experiences were, because it didn't even cross my mind. Nobody's sucking on my neck. I thought you were like, "Oh, we're on our way to go see Our Town, the most wonderful musical ever made."
It's not a musical.
Whatever.
There's not even a snap. They snap their fingers to replicate snapping beans, Dana.
Listen,
they're snapping beans on the porch.
I guess my brain made it into a musical to try and make it more interesting, because oh, the theater, where's my ascot?
Oh my God.
Oh, lovely. Well, that's really, really nice.
It was awesome. And again, he knew what was going on and he didn't say anything. That was my point.
Right,
like, he just gave me the eyes and he's like, "Get on the bus."
Yeah. He's not as dumb. He wasn't as dumb as Dana. Right? He wasn't like, "Oh, look how cute. She really respects the theater."
Oh my God. By the way, I just said right. I didn't mean right. Like, yeah, you're dumb. I just... Oh boy. Shout out to you, Mr. Campbell. Thank you for making my month.
Mr.
Dana,
Campbell.
How was yours?
How's my theater teacher? Dead. Thanks, Jessica, for reminding me.
I meant. Oh boy.
My week, I'm going to keep it real short and sweet. My week was nothing. Okay, ready to move into rain. It really was nothing is happening. Nothing is happening, and it's driving me crazy. And the sad thing is, I'm moving out of my clean phase and into my just sleep phase. Yep. So that's dangerous for me, because when I was younger and didn't have as many responsibilities, aka my child, I would just get depressed and sleep. Mm-hmm. So I have to keep an eye on that. Yeah. I did do Zoom school this week with my child.
Oh, how was that, Mama?
Terrifying and exhausting. So I know you guys are like, "Oh, poor Dana, I had to do it one day," because you guys are all out there doing it every day. Jessica, I'm telling you, I'm so grateful for my nanny. I can't even tell you. Mm-hmm. We had to log on first thing in the morning. We had an hour of activities with the class. Then you take a 10-minute break. So you log off. Then you log into you log on to one. Wait, I didn't even say that right. You log on to one for the first morning thing, right? To count for attendance. Then you log on to Zoom and you do your thing. Then you log off of that and you log on to another app. And then log on to Zoom, and then you do your work, and then you take a lunch break, and then you log on to Zoom, and you do, I'm not kidding, the entire day is that. I was so exhausted, I didn't know how my kid was standing. And I was a nervous wreck that I was going to mess something up and do it wrong, you know. But we made it through, and he was I thought he was going to be like, "Oh, God, Mom." But he was very cute. He was like, "This is my mom," to everybody. Anybody knew that came a different teacher or whatever. He's like, "This is my mom."
That's so cute.
Yeah, that's really, really cute. So that was honestly the highlight of my week. I got nothing, man. Nothing.
Hey. I hear you. And again, we have to be kind to ourselves, because I did have those moments where I'm like, no, I didn't do this before quarantine, but it's okay sometimes where I'm like, I didn't do shit today and I feel really bad about it. And then I'm like, you know what? I have to be okay with, like, what good is it going to do to beat myself up? I'm doing what I need to do, the basics.
Yes.
And some days that's all I can handle. And I'm sure many people can relate.
I hope so. My friend Kate actually sent me, I'm going to show you this because I get real hard on myself and I'm very verbal about it. Yeah. So Zach Galifianakis has a quote and I'll show you. He's in a bathtub here. He's in a bathtub with God. Real duckies, by the way. And the quote is, destroy the idea that you have to be constantly working to be successful. Embrace the concept that rest, recovery, and reflection are parts of the progress towards a successful and happy life.
I like it.
That's nice, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Kate, for that. It was very nice. That's what she sent it to me this morning. I woke up to that in my Instagram. I was like, okay, I guess I'll put one foot out of bed. So anyway, here's the thing. Nothing to report. Bad air quality, stuff like that. I mean, we're lucky. There's so many people right now. I saw on Facebook yesterday, which I've told you before, if any of you are messaging me on Facebook and you're like, why is Dana ignoring me? I'm not. I just am taking like weeks at a time off Facebook. It's giving me anxiety for some reason. I don't know why. But like, just the idea of like, oh, I missed 5 birthdays yesterday. Like, I don't know. It's building up on me and I'm taking breaks. Instagram has always been so much more about like pictures and fun. And when you heart something, you don't see everybody else's comments in your feed. It's like, just seems easier to me. And then of course, TikTok, I'm just the weirdo voyeur. I don't even do anything. I just watch everybody's stuff like a weirdo. So, but anyway, God. I saw on Facebook yesterday, somebody I know, their whole entire house burnt down. They lost all of their possessions and their 4 kitty cats that were their children.
Oh, no.
So for me to complain in any way is just abhorrent.
No, that makes me so sad.
Isn't that terrible?
I have a friend whose parents lost their house. I mean, it's the house that he grew up in as a child. It burned to the ground. Yeah.
People are losing so much right now. And then, there's just a lot of yuck that we could be focused on. So I'm like, Dana, you're pretty okay. Like you said, we're safe. We're good.
Yes.
We have our basic needs met. How lucky can we be? So anyway, that's my week, I guess.
Yeah.
Trying to like find that balance between, oh God,
totally.
I'm a mess. And no, you're pretty okay comparatively.
Yeah.
So
because I think it's also surreal for everyone to realize like this year has just no one has ever, I mean, maybe some of our grandparents or if there's great grandparents around, but other than that has never experienced anything like this. And I hate to keep saying this year is a wash, but I don't know how else to explain it.
Well, they've already canceled trick-or-treating here.
They went back on it.
Oh, did they? I mean, I don't know. Let's not get into it.
I know. We'll get into that closer to Halloween.
Right? See how we all feel. Because I have this like inner turmoil of like, I need to get out. I need to see somebody. And also like, I don't want to leave my house. I'm terrified.
Of course.
Like there's just both things, So crazy.
I know.
All right. Well, should we go ahead and move into our rants?
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm up first. This is from a listener. Now, this listener's name is there. Are we supposed to?
I mean, I always say to keep it anonymous, and I told her we would. She said we could say it, but
I'm going to keep it anonymous. And then also, I've read it, and there's some other names in here, so I'm just gonna fix that. I'm gonna keep this person private. You can't. Okay, so when I started reading this, I got a little bit confused at first. So let me just preface this by saying this is about a phone call. Okay, so this once I start reading, I am our listener. Okay. You can't let me provide you the correct bank account number to you that you have used for the past 7 years and just erroneously changed to deposit my husband's military benefits, read his pay, into my daughter's bank account because I'm not the actual veteran and don't know the answer to your question as to the exact type of benefit he's receiving from you. I don't know, the pay he received for almost being blown up in Iraq, the one that has given him 100% disability, that pay. And I can't get him on the phone with us to say it's okay to get the banking information from me. No, he would have to actually rattle off the routing and account numbers to you. Won't work for me to say them and him to confirm because I'd be coaching him. What's wrong with me? Oh, sorry. It won't work for me to say them and him to confirm because I'd be coaching him. He can't rattle them off like I can. Of course he can't because us women remember all of that stuff. But you can jack up our pay and send it to our child from an incorrect form and without the veteran's signature. But God forbid I'm allowed to correct your error over the phone. I was trying to update my daughter's bank account for her education benefits, not affect my husband's actual pay. I didn't send a form to remotely adjust his pay, but somehow it was done. Oh, and by the way, VA customer service lady, no, my daughter isn't here to talk to you either because she's at school and my husband's at work. You're stuck with me. OMG, let me pull my perfectly flipped hair right out. I love that her hair is perfectly flipped for this phone call. So fun dealing with the VA. Rant over. How's your day going? It's all caps. Okay, so I have some things to say about this, believe it or not. First of all, I totally get how stupid customer phone service is, whether it be for banking, it be for medicine, it be for telephones, anything. They can change anything on you, just like a poof, like a little fart just cutely coming out of their butts. Okay? We all know farts ain't cute. They're poop win. Okay? So stop shooting your poop at me. Things can happen, and then you call and you try and fix it, and they're like, nah, can't do that. Sorry. So, for example, my mom passed away, right? We had all kinds of things we had to like cancel, change, blah, blah, blah. So for years now, my baby sister has been in charge of that because my mom was ill and my dad was spending so much time taking care of her. Like my baby sister kept all that stuff in line. So for my mom's cell phone, she's the one that created the password. She's the one that called every single time, blah, blah, blah. So when my mom passes, she calls to cancel the service, right? They're like, we can't do that. And she's like, what do you mean you can't do that? Well, first, when my mom was alive, she was trying to like change something on there. Right. And they were like, well, you're not on the account. You don't know the password. And she said, I do know the password. It's this. They said, no, it's not. And she was like, it is. I set it up and that's their address. Like I can't screw up their address. And it's been the same. And they literally refused. I mean, my mom passed away in May. We just got her phone account canceled last month.
They make it so hard when people
They make
pass,
it so hard.
It's disgusting. It adds to an already very sad, unfortunate situation.
I know. Well, and with this, I actually relate to this very specifically too, because my father is a veteran and he was in Vietnam. He ran dangerous missions, things like that. They believe he was exposed to Agent Orange. He has all of the symptoms, right? So they run these ads on TV all the time. Oh, you can get thousands and thousands of dollars, even if you never set foot in Vietnam and you just worked for the military, right? My dad has been trying for 10 years to get a penny of veteran benefits. He has had 2 open heart surgeries. He has had cancer. He has spots on his lung. Like, I could go on and on. And that man has not received a penny. Now, he has gone back and forth. He's fought with them. He took a 5-year break because he was like, I'm tired of dealing with it. Every time he calls them, it takes him a week to call him back. They never know what's going on. So recently he decided, I'm getting older. I'm alone. You know, I want to get more benefits if I can. And so, because, you know, his financial situation has changed drastically. And so he went and did all the testing and showed him all of his medical history. And you know what they told that man? This man who like went out in fields being shot at to retrieve broken down Jeeps and helicopters in war, like taking on things that nobody else wanted because he kind of didn't care if he lived or not. Okay, that's the kind of stuff my dad did. They said, you know what? I don't think we can do anything for you. You're probably better off just staying with the doctors you have.
What?
No joke. That's what they told him.
I mean, it's
And I'm like,
actually two rants in one because it's dealing with crummy customer service, and it's also an entirely separate issue for anyone that was
has
or
served
is
our
in the
country.
military. Yes.
Yeah.
And what they go through with the VA or with their benefits, from small things that are considered not that big of a deal to cancer or anything else. And
Yeah.
mental health, a huge one.
Well, and this poor listener is just trying to get like money set. Listen, we're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Trying to get money set aside for, her daughter's education, keeping everything in check. Like, screw you, people. It shouldn't be this difficult. And in her situation, they made the mistake.
Correct.
Not her. She's just trying to correct their error.
Also, just to add some sugar on top to the icing of this cake, this listener happens to be one of the most positive people that I have encountered.
Well, even that email was like, I'm madder for her than the email was.
I know, but she's every day constantly spreading positivity, trying to uplift others. She coaches women on how to achieve and start living their best life. This is a woman who spends her days trying to be positive and good in this world. So I hate that this is happening to her.
Not for nothing, but for her husband who was injured in Iraq serving our country. Yes. He has 100% disability, and you guys can't help them juggle around the funds where they need to be. That's all they're asking.
I know.
It ain't that hard. You got a computer right in front of you, Yeah. Oh, my tummy just growled at that. My tummy even got mad at that. I'm sorry you're going through that. It's not fair. It's not right. It's absolutely infuriating, and it's one of the last things you need to be dealing with ever, including right now.
The thing also that astonishes me, because we run into this sometimes with our phone stuff, right? Like my husband and I are on the same phone plan. It's under my name, but he pays the bill. Okay.
Right.
Both of our names are on the account. They're both on the bill.
Yeah.
It's just, it was my original number that I set up 20 years ago, right? And once we got married, I added him to the plan. If you knew what we have to go through, even when I'm like, here's the password, it's absolute insanity. And he can call and be like, you can see I'll read you the credit card right now. That's the card I use every month. Won't give it. Just like when I've called, they're like, well, you're not the one making the payments. I'm like, make up your bloody mind.
Which do you
We are
want?
Married.
Yes.
We're both on here. It's infuriating.
I know. Same thing here. Like for the longest time, I wasn't able to make, I couldn't even make a payment one time. I was like, literally, you won't even take money from me over the phone, because this was years and years ago, but we were married.
Right.
And I was like, I've been on it since the beginning. They can see it all right there. It's just so annoying.
I know.
Ugh.
We hope that situation gets better for you.
Yeah, no kidding.
And anyone trying to deal with the VA for their loved one.
Oh, so infuriating.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I know this will probably come as no surprise. My rant really pales in comparison as far as importance. What would our podcast be if we didn't have some really unimportant, inane BS to rile us up?
Right? Yes.
Okay, so this is actually something that I brought up on social media recently, and I was so tickled by the responses. I realized this makes one heck of a rant, and I have to share it with our listeners.
Okay.
Since I can't rage walk due to the smoke-filled air, I need to let off some serious steam. Who and why and when did anyone think it was okay to start calling and referring to sandwiches as Sandos?
I saw that.
And it doesn't make you angry? I know you laughed at me, but did it make you angry?
I've never heard anybody call it a Sando.
Oh, you can count yourself as lucky.
Okay, I will.
Now, before we get into the heart of this matter, let me just tell you that one of my friends immediately tagged her husband and said, and then put a skull and a coffin emoji because I know she was dead from laughing so hard because she knew that I was talking about her husband, and she was right. She was right.
I don't even like Sammy's. I don't like it when people say Sammy's.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
He's in my top 3 offenders. The other 2 are 2 chefs whose establishments I love, and I love their sandwiches. By the way, if you didn't know me, you may as well call me Dagwood because my favorite food is a sandwich. Okay?
Oh my God. There's a large portion of our listeners that have no idea who Dagwood is.
I really dated myself. It's a cartoon that was around when I was a kid. Don't even think it's around anymore. His wife's name was Blondie. Wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Dagwood was famous for eating like 20 Decker sandwiches. I'll take it. I'm not kidding. I love a breakfast sandwich. Of course, who doesn't love a sandwich for lunch? But at dinner, I love sandwiches then too. And I include burgers and hot chicken sandwiches and anything else you want to throw into that category. Okay.
Okay.
So it makes me furious. And like, my friend's husband does it a lot, and I felt guilty posting it. I didn't call him out. He brought me over some of this outrageous chicken salad that he made that was to die for. So I praise him for that. Okay.
Okay.
But the fact that he had to he showed all of the accoutrement for when he made it at home, and he said, "Ready for my chicken sando," and it literally, I lost my...
Now, wait a minute. He brought you this homemade chicken salad.
In a container, and then I could make my own sandwich with it.
And where did you see him brag about his...
Sando? On Facebook.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Okay? Mm-hmm. Shame on you, Jessica. Yeah.
What?
You cannot receive such a lovely... Ain't nobody bringing me chicken salad. Ain't nobody bringing me cold tortilla chips from their leftover Mexican. Okay? So the fact that this person was so lovely and worked so hard, he could call it whatever. He could call it his taint. Welcome to my taint. And I would still be grateful for that yummy, yummy food that I didn't have to make. Jessica.
I'm dying. Okay. All right. You know what? I want to give you that. I do. Okay. But guess what?
That part.
I am a lady. I am a Canadian raised in the South. He already has a thank you note on the way to him in the mail. He'll probably get it in 3 weeks because we have one sorting center for the 33 million people we have living in our state. It's the only one left. Mm-hmm. I appreciate it. I thanked him in person. I text him after I ate it.
And then you crucified him. Then you crucified him on social media.
Yes. Yes, he even went so far as to go on his own page and he said, like for Sando, comment for Sammy. Guess what? I put an angry emoji. That's what I put. He didn't tag me, but I knew he was trying to make himself feel better or get a feel for the room. And by room, I mean the population.
No, he was
of the United States, of the world.
Was preparing statistics for your battle.
Okay. I'm going to read you some of these comments, Dana.
Okay.
The first one came in from a friend since first grade who said, "You are one step away from boomer status." That's what he said to me. Okay.
Well,
because of me complaining about Sando.
Sure. No, I got it. I'm just thinking if the shoe fits. Go ahead.
I said to him, as an esteemed professor, an extremely well-read and educated man that I respect immensely, and a friend since childhood, I am shocked that you don't concur. It's not even an abbreviation. There is no O in sandwich.
I have to tell you, you are getting very good at the compliment slam. Which is I'm going to build you up so that you don't see my hand come swinging at your cheek. Come swinging in at your cheek to scold you. Smack. I will use your own status and qualifications against you to insult you after you hand-baked me food. You drove that poor man to actually not tag you, not comment on you. Like, you drove that poor man to posting on his social media. Please, guys, support me. That's what that post was. Get on my train. You ground that man down to nothing.
Okay. That man, his own mother-in-law also commented. She didn't know I was talking about him. But she said, I heard of Sammy, but Sando? Oh, my God.
Well, she's the mother-in-law. She already doesn't like him. So let's move on.
Okay. A listener asked me, who is doing that? I said, too many people. Friends, strangers, and some chefs. Somebody tried to blame it on a Canadian show, Letterkenny. They said they never heard of Sando until Letterkenny, which is a very small, like, indie thing that people are going crazy over on Netflix. Alan blazed through, like, all 7 seasons.
Jeez-a-loo.
Then somebody had to say, probably some rando.
Who said that?
David Wilkins, somebody that you and I both know and love. Okay, I'm going to read you one last comment because this put me over the, I'll read you 2 more. One, I feel guilty over. This sweet young lady that I know said, I wish I never knew this. So now I have guilt, and I told her I'm going to carry that with me probably for the rest of my life because she never knew that. And she said, now I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah,
so it makes me upset.
To be worried about. Yeah.
Okay. There was a lot of comments, people. If you want to take a peek at my Facebook page, you can read all 74 comments. Within that 74, some of it is my replies to people with anger or excitement.
This is why I can't go on Facebook anymore. It makes me nervous.
Okay. When I said, who does this? Another friend wrote, the same monsters. I already like him. Mm-hmm. The same monsters behind Brecky, Margie's, Z, and Q.
What's Z and Q?
Z, meaning apostrophe ZA, is the new abbrev for pizza?
No, it's not. Somebody made that up.
Margie's is short for margaritas. Brecky is baby talk for breakfast. And Q, apostrophe CUE, spelled like billiards, is for barbecue.
No, somebody's just making this up. I mean, I'm not going around. If I were trying to make you mad, I'd be like, well, do you want some oven roasted chin? Just a little bit of chicken.
Nobody oven roasted chin?
Yeah.
I think it would be kin. You
have to always use the end?
I mean, no, I guess it can be then it would be chick.
Yeah, well, for waiting tables, it's chicks. CHX. Who wants some chicks? Jessica.
86, the chicks.
86, the chicks. Jessica, let's go out to eat. We're going to get some chicks. We'll drink some pink nades.
Dana, I am so disappointed that you are not as angry about Sandoz as me.
I don't like Sandoz, but the fact that it's the person you did it to. I don't even know who this person is, but they're
the person who brought me chicken salad.
Yes, I told you he could call it anything he wanted. I'm not kidding.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, I'm not backing down, but I respectfully agree to disagree.
Okay, cool. I don't like the abbrev. I'm not a fan of abbreves. In fact, I like to pluralize everything. I'm going to go get some. Oh, yeah. I get made fun of a lot because I'm like, time for sleeps. I add an S to everything. I want more of everything. I don't want less. I don't want to abbrev. I want to make everything the most it can be.
Oh my God. You love an S except for when I abbrev arts and crafts for A's and C's.
No, I don't like that. It's still an abbrev. It's still an abbrev. And it also reminds me of air conditioning. So I don't like it.
Oh my God.
Well, Jessica, I'm just sorry that you got put through that ringer on social media. I mean, this is why our children have to get counseling for social media. It can be so harmful.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we're getting ready to move into corners.
Yeah.
And I'm up first, and we'll get to it in just a second. But I do want to shout out our friend who sent us a video. I was losing my mind. Okay. I'm going to play it just so you guys can hear it because we'll keep their privacy. But a friend of mine, a listener, an OG listener, sent me a text that said, I finally had the chance to sing my favorite song. Okay. This is her talking to her son, who's just harmlessly trying to eat a snack. Like he didn't ask for this.
Were you calling me weird? Yeah, you're weird. You're weird. You're so very weird. Says one who literally just did that, whatever that. Why must you bring your weirdness here? Weird itself.
That was weirder than weird itself, he said to her.
I love it. And that child's face looking at his mom like, what in the hell is going on here?
I could not. The thing that made me laugh so hard is at the beginning of the video, I hope you guys heard her say, did you just call me weird? Because in my mind, I broke it down like this. Her and her kid are talking. She did something silly. Her kid calls her weird. It triggered her. She was like, I'm going to show you weird. She went and found her phone.
I love it.
Recorded him and thought, I'm going to show you. And sang your weird song. Like her thought process was, I'm triggered. Here you go. And she went and recorded it, right?
She also did it perfectly.
It made me laugh so hard.
Yes.
Because her poor child had no idea what box he had opened.
He still has no idea.
He still doesn't know.
I feel like I need to send him a handwritten apology.
Well, you wouldn't. What if he calls a sandwich a itch?
Then we're going to have problems.
Then you wouldn't do it. Yeah.
And I'm going to sing him the weirdo song too.
Well, I'm sure that young hip kid is going to be worried about one of us being a weirdo. That
seriously, that literally like really made my week. It may have made my month. I've watched it many, many times. It gives me extreme joy and pleasure to know that song has touched the hearts of other people.
Oh my God. And his face too. He couldn't be more like, he just stares at her blankly like, maybe if I don't say anything, she'll disappear. It's so perfect.
Oh my God. Wait, before we go into corners, we didn't even take a cleansing breath because I ate it all up thinking about sandwiches.
Oh my God, you're right. Again, I missed it. Okay. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I don't know why. I guess because you got more wound up than I did. I was like, we can keep going. We need to take a cleansing breath. It's what our show is based on. So.
We can take a Clebri.
Ew, I can't stand that. A Clebri.
Cleansing breath.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just don't like it. It sounds like, that sounds like an abbreviation for some feminine thing.
Ew, it does.
I don't like it. We like to get ourselves riled up. We don't like to. It just happens a lot, right?
Oh my God.
We get all of our angst and our rant out, and then we take a big, deep cleansing breath. We blow it all out, and we fill up with goodness and laughter. Hopefully that's what we do.
Indeed.
So if you're by yourself, feel free to scream it out. If you're not, just at least take the breath with us. You'll feel so much better. Okay, ready? Let's take a deep breath in. And you have no idea how tempting it was for me to lean down to my microphone and say in a brief that would make you mad.
Oh my God.
I would have ruined it. No, Dana. Okay, now we can move into corners. I have a good corner.
Mm-hmm.
Music fan hands over a box mistakenly delivered to her. Oh, okay. Well, this sounds like it might be a Hollywood corner.
Hollywood. Thank you, listener, for this magical corner.
Yay! This is from usatoday.com. Taylor Swift fan. Oh, wait, this is by Kendra Meinert from the Green Bay Press Gazette. Taylor Swift fan mistakenly handed an entire box of signed Folklore CD. Here's what she did. When Taylor Swift sent off surprise shipments of signed copies of her Folklore CDs to select independent record stores across the country last week, Swifties, I can't stand that either, I'm sorry.
Neither can I.
Oh my God, our friend Kate is going to murder us, but she worships Taylor Swift as if she's a female deity.
I can't.
Well, she's a lot younger than us.
That's
Listen,
true.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Taylor Swift. Whatevs. I think it's real crappy that people were like, she dates so many men. Good for her. She's rich and pretty and young and talented. I'd date a bunch of men too. Listen, I'm not that, but if men were lining up at my door, I'd write songs about them too.
Okay.
Swifties were eager to get their hands on one. One of those fans ended up getting her hands on an entire box of them outside a Wisconsin record store, the exclusive code, just by accident, and then did something store manager Tom Smith says makes you have faith in human beings again. He learned on Friday the store in downtown Green Bay would be getting 30 of the coveted CDs on Saturday morning. What Smith didn't know was that the UPS would deliver them at 9:45 a.m., 15 minutes before the store was open, and an employee was available to sign for the package. When Smith arrived at 9:59 a.m. to open the doors and turn the lights on, there were two Swift fans sitting on the ground out in front of the shop. The delivery driver had asked one of them to sign for the unmarked box and drove off. Jeez, Lou, that's not right.
Okay.
That delivery driver didn't know that he had left the autographed CDs with Brandy Bainan, a huge Swift fan whose doormat at home reads, "You better like Taylor Swift." We got to get Kate that doormat.
Oh my God.
But as it turned out, the precious cargo couldn't have landed in better hands. Bainan could have easily walked away with the delivery before Smith arrived 15 minutes later to open the store, and he never would have known, but she didn't. She waited and turned over the box. Smith said even though she had a pretty good idea of what was inside. Oh, there's a picture of her. That's cute. Out of curiosity, do you know what's in that box? Bainan asked. When Smith told her it was the autographed Folklore CD, she said, "I thought it was." Smith said the CDs could have been sold on eBay and estimated that Bainan could have gotten $9,000 for that box.
Wow.
It totally shows the character of Taylor Swift fans. Taylor Swift, I think, does such cool things, and I think they're taking their cue from her. Now Bainan is earning national praise as the Good Samaritan Swiftie, sparking all kinds of social media love from fellow Swifties for the mystery fan who did the right thing. Her story's been covered by Today Show and other media outlets. Crazy, absolutely crazy, Bainan said on Monday. I was like, what? If this is her 15 minutes of fame, the 26-year-old Bainan, who lives in Green Bay, said she's overjoyed that it's for being a Swift fan. And says she never thought to do anything with it, but protect the box until it could get to its destination, not even peek inside. Oh, definitely not, she said. Taylor Swift would not want me or anyone else to do anything with those CDs other than A, get to where they were going, and B, be purchased, and not purchased specifically for her. The reason she sent them out was to keep smaller businesses in business. 100,000 times %. I literally would not have left with those CDs because Taylor Swift wanted them there, and I would never do anything to disappoint Taylor Swift. That's cute. Bainan has been a fan since middle school when she first heard Swift sing Teardrops on My Guitar. "You're the teardrops on my guitar." That's it. She considers seeing the Reputation stand-up tour on June 1st in 2018 at Soldier Field in Chicago as by far the best day of my life. A wall in her living room is devoted to Taylor Swift art. She remembers watching a short DVD about Swift's life that accompanied her self-titled debut album in 2006. I fell in love with her as a person, and I just feel like I've been completely able to grow with her. She's so open and honest in all of her writing. It's been so easy to relate to her. I don't think you could ask for a better role model for your kids. She's an angel. She's literally an angel. Swift,
Aw.
who released Folklore, her 8th studio album, on July 24th without any advance promotion, sent signed copies out to indie record shops on Thursday as a show of support for small business. That's pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah, Smith says he was originally told only the store's locations in Greenfield and Milwaukee would be getting the shipments. All 30 copies in Green Bay were snatched up in less than 5 hours. I told one person, you have this nice Taylor Swift fan to thank for this. The fact that she even said Taylor Swift would not want me to walk away with this, that was the part that really got me. It was a feel-good moment during times when they can sometimes feel in short supply. It's encouraging, Smith says. People just keep doing the right thing. You'll change the world eventually. Just keep at it. That's cute.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And I have always said I think she's a very good role model for girls, because friends of mine that have tween daughters, little girls, teenagers, they are all Swift fans or were at one point. So,
Yeah.
and she is very philanthropic, and I gotta get ready, Kate. I know you're gonna love this. She also saw that a girl was trying to start a Kickstarter to go to medical school. And I am sorry to say, I don't remember exactly how it got to Taylor's or like what it was that made it like show up on her radar. But Taylor Swift got word of the story and paid like the 25 grand that was left on the girl's Kickstarter.
Wow.
So a lot of people these days love to tear down Hollywood and think everybody in Hollywood is an elitist and that they only care about themselves. And I'm not going to get on a soapbox, but I'm going to tell you, I think our listeners probably know better, but there's a lot of people, Taylor Swift is one of them, who do a lot to help others, and people should, but they don't.
No.
So yes, it is very cool of her to do things like this.
It is.
And
Cool. And you're right. A lot of people are doing that. Just Google Ryan Reynolds or Eric Stone Street. Like, people are really doing what they can.
They really are.
And I do think it's cool. Like, I don't worship Taylor Swift. I also don't hate her. I'm like, meh.
Yeah, totally.
I'm sorry, but that song B, I can't handle. It's so basic and dumb. But some of her other stuff, like Tim McGraw, I like that song. I like some of her other stuff. I'm not a fan, but I'm not a super fan, right?
You're not a Swiftie?
No. But I will say, I'd rather our kids be looking at her and like what she does, like you said, philanthropically. She's constantly making music. She's busy, like whatever. Then, I don't know, Ozzy Osbourne biting the heads off of birds on stage?
It was a bat, first of all.
Bat, bird.
And why you got to be picking on Ozzy?
Potato. Listen, I like an Ozzy song.
He's spending his later years coloring.
Love that song.
My God. I don't know what just happened.
Crazy Train. On a crazy train.
Okay. The fact that you think that your Louis Armstrong impersonation sounds like the electric guitar riff at the beginning of Crazy Train. Do we have any listeners that are auditory specialists? Because I'd like to book an appointment for Dana to get her hearing checked.
You know what? Shut up and go eat a Sammy. I don't even know what we're talking
literally
about right
sounded more like, I don't remember what show it was the beginning to. Was it Sanford and Son? That's what you sounded like. I cannot. With you, I cannot.
Jessica, I literally have bounced so much in these last 2 minutes that I'm sweating. I'm sweating right
now. We should both start recording while sitting on exercise balls so we can at least be working our core, for God's sakes.
I didn't realize Ozzy was going to make me bounce so much.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, your turn.
Really amazing. Thank you for that
Also,
gift.
if people could see what I look like right now, they would lose their minds.
We are both, what are they? I'm trying to think of what the word is in Yiddish. I can't remember. We have a really good word for homely.
Mr. Young. Mr. Young.
I know. Mr. Young, where are you?
Where are you? Call anytime tomorrow.
Okay, so my corners, plural. I should have given that to Dana. These are a couple of follow-up corners and also a correction corner from my husband.
Well, I probably know who I'm going to agree with.
So, unfortunately, I am somebody who, when people call me at off times, now I know that seems silly. It's like you can just call someone when you have time or you're thinking of them. That could be any time of day, right? Late at night. Or when people call me when they, quote, shouldn't, or I'm not expecting them to. Like there's certain times a day I expect my husband to call if he's on a break at work or something like that. He called me like 20 minutes after he left. So, of course, immediately I go into panic mode and think something happened. No, it's usually now I'm learning slowly but surely to call to talk to me about something he's noticed that we've said during the podcast.
Oh, funny.
Now, it's always how much he loves things that Dana suggests, and he listens to or watches all of them.
Because we're the same person.
Uh-huh.
We're bizarre.
For me,
yeah,
it's usually a correction. Okay? So our correction corner for this week comes from Alan, who let me know very, very sternly that mosquitoes don't have encephalitis. They cause it by whatever they're carrying that can then cause encephalitis, but that there's a big difference.
I am going to be honest. I don't even remember us saying the word encephalitis.
I do, because I was talking about when all the Zika spraying in West Nile, that when I was a kid in the South, and in particular in Florida a lot, they used to have curfews for outdoor baseball games and stuff because the mosquitoes would come out so bad in the evening and because of the spread of encephalitis. But apparently I'm saying that wrong. It's the swelling of the brain. So that is a cause from other things. So people, I'm sorry to tell you, I don't know what in yesteryear mosquitoes were carrying that causes encephalitis, but just, word to the wise, it's a side effect of something that they've given you.
I love how you're talking about something so serious and you couldn't be more about it. I don't even know what the word is. You just swatted your hand in the air as if it were Alan and you were like, get away, Nat. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
Now we know.
No, to his credit, I do love it. And God, let me tell you something. He sure is paying attention, boy. I can't get anything past him.
Good. I'm glad somebody is, because we don't know what we're talking about. That's right. For sure.
No, I love it. And it does make me laugh. And I will give a shout out to him. That sounds so cheesy and sappy, but I love that my husband appreciates and listens to us.
It's so nice. Dan
amazes me every day.
Not listen to us. Dan Tipton also could not make an amazing barn hook like Alan did. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yep, I sent Dana a picture. My husband went to the forge. It's moved the forge outdoors, and he got to take a class again. He was ecstatic.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And also, Alan, if you're listening, I just want you to know, Jessica did send that to me. It was not to brag on you. It was to then write laughy emoji faces and in all caps, nerd. I just tattled on you.
She just totally outed me. And then she also complimented his swirl pattern. And I said, you two and your touches of whimsy.
I didn't say swirl. I said spiral. It's a spiral.
Excuse me, spiral.
It's a barn hook, Jessica.
My God, I love it.
And what did I say? You have some special name for every freaking color that could possibly exist. You're the nerd.
That is something I do miss about jobs in the past. I used to name all of the products in the catalogs, and I do miss that. And I always said I would have been a hell of a color namer for J. Crew back in the day. Or Crayola. Are you listening? I'm still here.
Yeah, they're one of our biggest followers, Crayola. Okay. Thank you, Alan. We appreciate it. Yeah.
And a couple of follow-up things from listeners. I love this. Last week, we got quite a few. Somebody said, I'm house sitting and dog sitting for a family friend, and their neighbor leaf blows the entire block every single day. He comes all the way up the driveway to blow all the pine needles and leaves off the block, but only off this side of the street. It's weird and annoying and unnecessary and reminded me of Jessica's rant. Thought I'd share. She sent a video and I'm crying. She's like me, peering from behind the protection of the blinds in the windows of the house she's staying in and filming this creep blowing off his yard onto somebody else's.
Oh my God. That's
so
amazing.
Rude.
That's amazing.
So rude.
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing is from another listener who we love. She said, y'all said to show you some crafty things we've made. Well, my two littles and I made little magnet people for your fridge to give to all of our family and mailed them out to let them know that even though we can't visit for now, we're thinking of them and love them. I even tried to make them sort of look like the people I gave them to. Okay, this is so cute, Dana.
Oh my gosh.
You guys,
that's so cute.
With this listener's permission, I have to post this picture. I'm pretty sure she'll let me. They are so freaking adorable.
They're so cute.
And what a fun project. First of all, do it with your son. I'm inspired to make something like this.
Yeah.
But what a fun thing to do with your child. Just to do something active and tactile with them. But how special to do that and then send a note to Aunt Kathy or Grandma Sue or whoever.
Oh my God, I would save those forever.
Right?
Yeah.
It's really cute. And thank you for sharing that. It's just adorable.
I kind of got my little brain working on something I could do. I like that. Thanks for the inspo. No, for real, they're so cute.
They really are. Oh God. Okay, wait. I found one more. I'm going to post a picture of this. Zoodles. No. Somebody in Canada, one of our Canadian listeners, because we do have some of the same brands, but different products. Okay, right. Like Canada has Kraft peanut butter. We don't have no Kraft peanut butter in the U.S.
That's weird.
It's so good. The Kraft peanut butter. It has a little teddy bear on the front. What? It's the best peanut butter. My stepmother, that's the one request she has whenever somebody goes to Canada. Could you bring me back a jar of the Kraft peanut butter?
That's so crazy.
Yep. And my dad's favorite by Mott's, the applesauce company.
Yeah.
They make something called Garden Cocktail, which you might say just get V8. Oh no. Garden Cocktail is very different and much better. You can just ask Mr. Young.
I hope so, because V8's terrible.
Isn't it though? Blech. So I love that this listener sent us these can of Zoodles. She said, these are Zoodles, a staple of my childhood. Not sure if you have these in the US. Similar to SpaghettiOs, maybe. Zoo animal shaped pasta in tomato sauce. No zucchini. Laughing, crying emoji.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
It really is just Zoodles
by Heinz.
But it really does look like it would taste just like SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, like Chef Boyardee or something.
Literally what I lived on for the first semester of my freshman year of college. Opened a can, dumped it in a bowl, put it on top of my micro fridge in the dorm room, and boom, you got a meal.
Some adults might get snack hungry late at night after their son has gone to sleep and go pop open a can of those and eat them in bed. Some adults might.
Oh, I don't know who those adults might be.
No, me either.
Just
seems like a possibility is all.
The That is the one difference I would say with you and Alan, because his idea of a snack would be a toasted piece of bread with ricotta and fresh figs on it.
Listen, I would eat that minus the figs.
I wouldn't.
Oh. Maybe that's why he makes it so you won't eat his snacks. Sometimes I'm convinced Dan Tipton makes things just so I won't eat it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He gets seriously angry at me when he cuts cheese and crackers for himself and I want one. So last week I came walking by and he goes, "Oh, I made you some cheese and crackers." And I was like, "Oh, no, thanks. I'm not hungry." And he goes, "What? The one time I preemptively cut this for you because I knew you would want to eat it, and this is what I'm eating." He was so angry.
So amazing. Oh man, that's so hilarious.
So mad.
I love it.
Okay, are we ready to move into our rave?
We are.
Okay, great. So I'm up first. Rave number 1. Unprecedented wildfires have been spreading across the west coast of the United States, and they show no signs of slowing. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands have fled their homes and tens of thousands have gone without power in the midst of a historic heat wave. And also the hurricanes and stuff too. I follow some people on Instagram that went through the hurricanes, and as of a couple of days ago, they still didn't have power. It's pretty crazy. The death toll from fires in California, Oregon, and Washington state stood at least 17 on Friday. 1 in Washington, 4 in Oregon, and 12 in California. Smoke has turned the sky bright shades of red and orange, worsening the air quality as the coronavirus pandemic continues to spread across the U.S., which if you follow either one of our personal social media accounts, we've both posted, it's been creepy.
Yeah.
Just literally orange skies.
Yep.
No, it's really weird. In California, over 3.1 million acres have burned, a state record, with 6 of the state's 20 largest wildfires in history currently burning. Officials in Oregon estimate that roughly 500,000 people, more than 10% of Oregon's population, have been forced to evacuate their homes. Washington Governor Jay Inslee called the fires cataclysmic, according to the Associated Press. While extreme weather is a part of the natural cycle, the recent uptick in the ferocity and frequency of these extremes is evidence of an acceleration of climate change. It's real, y'all, reports CBS News meteorologist and climate specialist Jeff Baradelli. State officials continue to reiterate the need to tackle climate change in order to prevent future fire seasons like this one. We do not have time to deny the reality of climate change, California Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted Tuesday. So here's some things that you can do to help. Donate to the American Red Cross by writing California wildfires, Oregon wildfires, or Washington wildfires in the memo line of a check and mailing it to your local Red Cross chapter with the completed donation form. For California wildfires, you can also text CA wildfires to 90999 to make a $10 donation. Local residents can volunteer their services. The Salvation Army is providing food, water, and emotional support to evacuees and first responders in several locations. Extra room in your home? Offer to host people in need of emergency housing on Airbnb. Donate to various wildfire relief funds through the nonprofit Global Giving. The California Community Fund and Oregon Community Fund support both immediate disaster relief and long-term recovery efforts. GoFundMe.org has set up a general relief fund to distribute grants to various individual and community campaigns. World Central Kitchen, founded by Chef Jose Andre, is providing tens of thousands of meals across California. United Way chapters in various regions offer immediate and long-term recovery assistance, providing housing and other basic needs to displaced families. Here's how you can help firefighters. You know, I have a soft spot in my heart for firefighters. My daddy was one. That was his career. The California Fire Foundation provides financial and emotional support to surviving families of fallen firefighters, and their communities. Direct Relief provides N95 masks, medicine, and resources to first responders. The Los Angeles County Fire Foundation financially and emotionally supports paramedics, firefighters, lifeguards, and other personnel. The National First Responders Fund provides support including post-traumatic stress treatment, cancer prevention, toxic exposure, chemical dependency, and critical incident support, outreach, and activation. That's amazing. The Wildland Firefighter Foundation helps families of fallen firefighters and assists injured firefighters and their families. Next is how to help animals. I just want to tack on real quick. We've kind of touched on firefighters before, and something that has always stuck with me from our show is they say these firefighters, these people fighting these fires, they need socks, guys. And I know that sounds so simple and crazy, but their socks are getting wet and dirty, and they're wearing them time after time, which could lead to problems with their feet. So even if you can just buy a dollar store, package of socks and donate it, that would really help.
Totally.
How to help animals. Red Rover is an organization that helps animals during crisis, has a comprehensive list of pet-friendly lodging, animal shelters, animal hospitals, open fairgrounds, equestrian centers, transportation options, and locations to pick up pet food and supplies in California, Oregon, Washington, and Colorado. You can donate directly to Red Rover or find a local organization on its website. The Volunteers for Emergency Management of Animals Network works to connect volunteer services with animal owners during crisis. Have you seen all these videos of people getting reunited with their pets? I mean, it's so beautiful and heartbreaking all at the same time.
Totally.
Volunteers can provide temporary homes or transportation to a wide variety of animals. That's something that, a lot of us have been talking about lately. The devastation it goes beyond just like people losing their homes and this property. It's like all the animals that are there. And we're talking wild animals and domestic. There's a lot of horses here in California.
Yes.
It's just a massive, massive tragedy. So anyway, Jessica, I just want to thank you. You've been doing our outlines and putting that together. There was so much information. We'll put that all in the show notes, I'm sure, so that you guys can check it all out. There's so much information on how to help. And sometimes, we get in these situations where we're like, I feel the need to help and I just don't know how. So thank you for that, Jessica. It was really informational. And, and I'm excited to kind of dig into that list myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like it because, again, there's so many options. It's whether you can volunteer your time, donate a service or a good or money, whatever it is.
Yes. So, this is it's not just like the physical damage that's being done. It's emotional. It's traumatic on every level.
Yes.
So,
and it's the rebuild. That's the thing. When these disasters happen, it's like, yes, right now we have to do the immediate thing to make sure people are sheltered and safe. But then it's also like
the aftermath.
People we know have lost homes, and so have thousands of people now. What happens then? Where do they go? So there's a lot to think about. But if everybody helps in some way, then it doesn't have to be so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Right.
And consider yourself lucky that you're not the one in that situation, and show thanks by helping others. Because God forbid one day if we were in that situation, I would really appreciate anyone that could help in any way possible.
Totally. This is something that was sent in from a listener. And again, just keeping with the theme of this show, it really pales in comparison to what Dana just shared with us. But I love this. And again, no good deed is too small. I love anything that's happy and brings a ray of sunshine these days. So thank you to this listener. She said, if this doesn't warm your pandemic blackened heart, I don't know what will. So this is from a story that came from the UK regarding somebody's office. When the lockdown happened in the UK, it happened very suddenly. At the law firm I work at, our office building emptied overnight when everyone was told to work from home. No time to clear desks, no time to bring anything home. Fast forward 3.5 months, and everyone assumes that their plants are dead. But then an email goes around. It turns out that one of our security guards is a florist, and the security team has moved every single plant from all 12 floors of our office building into the cafeteria.
What?
It's been turned into a temporary greenhouse. Cacti, succulents, spider plants, terrariums, and potted ferns, and some giant plants too. Each plant has been individually labeled by hand with Post-it notes with a name so the plants can go home after lockdown ends. To give some indication of the scale of this endeavor, here are some pictures.
I gotta see this.
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
12 floors of plants.
Oh my God, that is so sweet.
If I was that security guard, I would be sitting in that cafeteria breathing in all that oxygen all day.
Right? I bet it's lovely.
Yes.
Oh my God, that is so sweet.
How sweet that somebody there, they're probably bored to tears, keeping watch on a building with nobody coming in and out.
Well, I also think about like how sweet is it? I've worked in an office, Jessica. You've worked like sometimes you get a plant in there because it's the only piece of joy you have.
Okay.
That is so sweet. What a delight. That is such a sweet story. I just watched this thing. BuzzFeed featured a woman who they call her the plant rescuer. And she just started for some reason going to places and buying the plants that are on clearance dying. And she rescues them. And she said it makes her feel good. I think that's so sweet.
Instead of them getting tossed in the dumpster.
Correct. She would go and ask if she could buy the dying plants and then she would rescue them. She still does. And her house is filled with plants.
I love that.
That's so sweet.
I know.
Oh, Jessica.
Dana.
I think it's our show.
I think it is.
You know what I just realized?
You don't have a point to ponder?
Yes.
Well, guess what?
What?
I think I read your mind. If I may, I'll read something sent via Mr. Young on your behalf.
Oh my God, I can't wait. So I should tell people how to get a hold of us real quick.
Yes.
We'll be back again next week. Jessica, I'll do my best not to be late, but I say that every week and I'm late every week.
Stop it. Give me a bloody break.
You can find us. Please contact us, guys. We want to hear what you're up to. Obviously, we talk about some serious stuff. We're also talking about the not serious stuff, just to have a little levity, have a little sense of normalcy in a time that's just not normal. So you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Raves_the.
Yes.
How long has it been? You can email us at therantsomravespodcast@gmail.com, or you can message us on our website, www.therantsomravespodcasts.com. There's a contact us button there. Jessica, what does Mr. Young have for me?
Okay, well, it's a little different than the typical way, but we're just going to have to make do, okay?
Okay.
So if you guys have listened to us and been along for the ride, you know that I receive a minimum of 3 pieces of mail from my father every week. I'm not exaggerating. Sometimes it's 10.
Much. I love it.
My father is single-handedly keeping the USPS in business because I will sometimes get 4 articles all sent in different envelopes with different postage, obviously. And I'm like, Dad, why didn't you just wait and like once a week send me all these articles? And then I realized, what do I care? It gives him joy. He loves going to mail a letter and he loves all of his different stamps. I got that from him too. I always ask, like, what new stamps do you have?
I avoid checking the mail because I never have fun stuff.
I know.
It's so nice.
It is. So this he just sent me, and it just says in his writing, how cute. It's from Reader's Digest. Dear God, sometimes kids have big questions that not just anyone can answer. BoredPanda.com collected a few queries from 3rd graders. Dear God, how come you didn't invent any new animals lately? We still just have all the old ones.
Good point. Very good point. And God's like, you still haven't found all the ones I've made. Cute.
Dear God, who draws the lines around the countries?
Oh, yeah.
Dear God, how did you know you were God?
This child's like, because I'm thinking 18, I might be God.
Okay. Oh my God. Dear God, I bet it is very hard for you to love all of everybody in the whole world. There are only 4 people in our family, and I can never do it.
Amazing.
And then the cutest and most random, dear God, I think the stapler is one of your greatest inventions.
Wow. I like the praise. Not a question. No time for that. Gotta praise God for the stapler. That's adorable.
It's so cute. I love
Aw.
why haven't you created any new animals? We still just have all the old ones.
Old ones. That's amazing. Oh my God, that's so cute. Thank you, Mr. Young, for sharing that.
Know,
I know you just shared it with Jessica, but I'm taking it as my own now too.
Yes.
So I'll just say this one thing. I told Jessica I'm just lazy and weird. So I totally
No.
binged on Hulu. I just binged a show called Your Worst Nightmare. So if you would like to live through that, there's about 8 episodes of Your Worst Nightmare. Have fun. Jessica.
Is it real? Real stuff or it's a fictional show?
No, it's like I survived.
It's like somebody went to get into bed and there's an infestation of 1 million roaches or something like that.
Oh, Jessica, you're cute. No, someone went to get in bed and there was a stranger in bed with them that stabbed them. More like that.
Okay. Got it. Mm-hmm.
So if you're into that during the pandemic, there you go. Your Worst Nightmare on Hulu. Thanks a lot, guys. Jessica, I enjoy you.
I immensely enjoy you, Dana.
Bye.
Bye.